friends, the new listing image feature on Planify Pro is finally live, which means you can now create stunning image listings for your digital planners or printables. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can do that very fast and quickly, and how you can generate and create the most beautiful listings out there. So let's get started. I am now on Planify Pro. Before we get started, please download the Firefox browser and open it up in a new private mode window if you're working on a computer. If you're working on an iPad, please open up Safari browser and then also open up a new private mode incognito window. So log into Planify Pro, and then what you want to do first is you want to choose your project you want to create listing images for. Now in this example, I'll be choosing a digital planner. Maybe the beauty planner, so this one right here. If you open up a 400-page planner on your end, it's possible it will slow down your computer when you're creating listing images, but I will show you an alternative you can do in order to not have it slow down. So here is my digital planner with over 400 pages. To create the listings, you want to click up here on the button called Listing. This will open you up a new template. This template here is 3000 times 3000 pixels wide. Then you want to have the template menu open. And then here you can choose between many different kinds of listing images. To apply one, you can simply click here on the Apply this listing. For example, this one right here. Here is another one. Then we also have printables, so listing for printables. Here is another one. Then next, to download the image right here, you want to click here on the left side on Get PNG. So once you like your image listing, you want to click on Get PNG. This will generate you the PNG file, and it will download you the file to your computer. So let me quickly open it up for you to see. This is the PNG file it just downloaded. This is how it will look like, and this will be ready to be uploaded to Etsy. Now let me quickly go back and apply this template right here, and I'll now show you how we can customize and change the internal images here. You want to click on any page in the listing, and then here on the right side, you will see a menu called Select Page from Planner to Show. You can in here select any page. So you can pull up the July calendar, or you can also show a weekly page. You can show any page you have in your planner. So whatever is here under the planner menu right here will also be available to choose in the listing mode. So here, for example, for the first page, we could maybe choose the index page to show. Then for the other ones, we could maybe show a calendar. And then the other one could maybe be a beauty routine. So you could, for example, show different kinds of templates. This could maybe be a daily page like this. And then let's quickly check out the iPad. Here you see the iPad, and you see right down here it is cut off. Now what you want to do is you want to adjust the iPad so it fits perfectly your digital planner like this. If you see here on the right side, you have different kinds of planner backgrounds. You can either have it set to none, so this would be suitable for printables, or you can select iPad. This will keep the iPad ratio, so if your template isn't exactly the size of the iPad, it will leave you a gap here. To fix this issue, you can choose iPad free ratio, and this way you can exactly make it fit your template like this. Then we also have an iPad landscape. So if you have, for example, a landscape template, you can choose iPad landscape. And then we also have an landscape free ratio version, just like the other one I've showed you. I forgot to mention to you before that right here where you choose the different kinds of pages, you can also select if you want to display the left page, the right page, or both pages. If you're creating a listing for a landscape digital planner, you might want to show both pages right here, so have this one selected. Okay, now quickly let's go back to the issue I've mentioned before about 400-page planner. So it is possible it will slow down your computer if your project has over 400 pages. Now what you can do is you can also go to your project and then just take screenshots of your template. So for example here I will take a screenshot of this lipstick inventory page. So on my computer I can just hit Command-Shift-4 and then I can make screenshots like this. So you would need to figure out how to make screenshots on your end. Like this will make me a screenshot and save it to my computer. Now I can go back to listing mode and then from here I can click on the mockup and then I can go to gallery and then here I can click on browse, and this way I can open up images into Planify Pro, or I can upload them to my gallery. So here is the lipstick template. Confirm upload. And now I will have it here in my gallery. It is right here and I can click on it and this will apply this template. So technically you can also create listing images with your own planners you create outside of Planify Pro. Doesn't just have to be planners inside our website. You can also create listing images with other images you have taken from outside our website. So if you have a big planner and it's slowing down your computer, I recommend taking screenshots of your project and then just manually upload them here into your gallery. Then when you start creating a new listing, you want to click on Create a Planner. So you want to start a fresh project and then just directly go to listing, and it now shouldn't lag anymore. So from here you can just click on the mockup, you can go to gallery, and here you can insert your own pages just like this. So here I'm just adding my own pages I once have uploaded, and it shouldn't slow down your project anymore. So again, in case it's very slow on your end, please manually upload your photos into your gallery and create the listing images that way. So let's go back to the page right here and let me further show you how you can add or delete or copy paste pages. So for example, if you want to add additional mockups in here, you can either select one that already is in here by clicking on copy and then paste. So this way you can paste it, or you can also go here to the widgets and then you can click here on mockup. So this one right here, this will add you a new page, and then on the right side you can choose which page you want to display. For example, maybe a daily page. You can make it bigger or smaller. And then you can also choose to add in an iPad mockup like this. Okay, so you can resize it and then you can place it anywhere you like. Now let's talk about shadows. So you see here that this iPad we have just added has no shadow at all. However, the other pages have a nice shadow in the background. So let's talk about the theory of beautiful shadows. If you now go here to the right side and click on shadow, you'll have this menu here show up. In this menu you can choose between many different kinds of shadows, which they are not really visible here on the iPad. So if you, for example, don't have any mockups here, you will see the shadows better. So let me remove the mockup, and now you can see the different kinds of shadows better applied. Then with an iPad mockup, what you can do after you select a shadow is you can further go to Customize Shadow right here. And then here you will see a menu where you can move the shadows left and right, up and down, and you can also adjust the blur of the shadow like this. Besides this, you can also add an additional layer of shadow, so you can click on Add Layer. This will add you a second shadow layer, which you can further customize. So you see here, I can click on Blur, Now here I have a second layer of shadows, so feel free to play around with the shadows. I will now quickly touch on how you can create the most beautiful shadows. I always recommend you to see what background color your listing image has. So for example, if you now go to color, and if you now, for example, pick like a green background, let me make this one green as well. So here you want to check the outline color and the line color. And then you want to go to pattern, and then here you want to select a new background. So maybe this one looks nice. This black shadow here doesn't look bad at all. It can look quite nice. However, if you want to make it look even much nicer, what I recommend you to do is always choose a shadow that is the same color as the background, but just a few shades darker than the background. So right here, let's go down here to color, and let's pick the same green color as this background right here. So let me see if I can find the exact same green color, just a few shades darker. Depending on your browser, you might also be able to get the color picker by clicking here on this color. Then you can color pick this green and then choose a darker shade of that green. Okay, so for example, this one right here. Okay. Now let me quickly show you the shadow. This is now a green shadow. And you see that it blends much nicer with the background now and will look much more neutral. Now, I personally think that this shadow is too green. So, okay, I think this one looks nicer. Then you can also add an additional shadow in a similar green, but maybe less dark. Okay, here is the shadow. Then we can make it more blurry. Okay, and this is the finished shadow. Let me copy paste this iPad, and for this iPad I will add in just a normal black shadow so you can see the difference. Maybe let me choose a darker gray here, like this. Let me quickly lower the opacity here, so you can, under the color code, you can, if you want to change it to 80% opacity, so make it more transparent, you can type in 80. This will make it more transparent. I think I can also choose a black color here. And then opacity 70%, around like this. So now we can compare both. You see here we have a gray shadow, which looks nice. Then here we have the green shadow, and you see the green shadow will look much more neutral than the gray shadow right here. It's just a very subtle difference, but I think overall, if you can make the shadow the same color as the background, you will have a much nicer and softer look for your overall listing. So that was how to work with shadows. Next, I'll also show you that all the other elements here can have shadows as well as this hand. By the way, if something is in the back and you want to bring it to the front, like this hand right here, you can also click here on up, and this will bring it to the front. For this element right here, you will find this element here under sticker and then mockup elements. Here we have many different kinds of elements you can add to your listing images. So we have candles, we have flowers, leaves, pens. We also have the iPad pen. So right here is the iPad pen. If you want to add one to your listing images, you can do that as well. Then the hands are up here. We have hands in both colors, so dark and light hand color right here. Then for the elements, to add a shadow onto it, what you want to do is you want to go here, you want to first select it, Then you want to go to select a preset shadow, and this is how you can apply shadows to your elements. Then you can also further customize it. Maybe also choose more of a greenish, darker shadow, like this. Really depends on where exactly you place the hand. In this scenario, the gray shadow might look nicer, like this. Maybe set it to 70% opacity. You can also play around with where exactly you want the shadow to be. Maybe something like this. Same for the pens, you can simply just choose a nice shadow and then adjust it, place the pen anywhere you like. Then besides this, we also have something called shadow overlay. So if you now go back to pattern and you go to shadow overlay, you will now have here an option to add a shadow like the following. So here are many different kinds of shadows you can apply, which will make your listing images really stand out from all the other ones you see on Etsy. So you see how it gives your listing images a really nice lightening and shadow. So it makes it instantly look much more premium. By the way, you can also choose how strong you want it to be. So if you want to just reduce it to 70%, or 50, like if you just want like a very light shadow, then you can do that as well. So feel free to play around with the shadow and see what looks nice. Then also, before we move on, let me quickly go back to the pattern back on the background here. You can of course also choose a different listing background, so more of a realistic one. So here we have marbles. We have a black background. We also have wood backgrounds. So if you prefer more of these kinds of backgrounds, so feel free to play around with. Of course, you can also apply any other patterns we have uploaded here to Planify Pro. So if you prefer backgrounds like these ones, feel free to play around with and see what you like. Then next, let's talk about the fonts and the texts. So the text here, you can click on them to edit them like this. So for example, you can type in digital life planner like this. Then you can also choose, when you click here on the AA icon, you can choose a new font like this, or you can choose a regular font, or you can choose a Google font. So we have many different kinds of fonts to select from. Then these kinds of buttons and texts are all customizable as well. Fonts can also be changed for those. Then let me quickly talk about these icons right here. You will find these icons when you go to sticker and you type in here icon. It's listed under the icon basic. And you want to scroll all the way down to find the Google, the reminder, and the iCalendar icons. So all the way down here, right here, and you can simply click on them to add them to the template and place them anywhere you like. Then let's quickly talk about these rectangles here. I have added them by clicking here on the hyperlink button. When you click on the hyperlink button, you will get a widget which looks like this. In this widget here, you can change the text. If you click on the AA button, you can change the font. Up here under text color, you can change the text color like this. If you don't want to have any fonts or texts in here, you can simply remove it on the right side. Then for this button right here, you can also choose how rounded you want the corners to be. So you can set it to 100 if you want to have them fully rounded, or to 0 if you want to have them rectangular. Here on the right side, you can, under button background color, type in a new color, or you can also choose a new color like this. And you can also choose a border color. So for example, you can type in here black, and then border width, you can set it to a certain amount depending on how wide you want the border to be. You can also just use the button, the hyperlink button, to create big rectangles. Maybe make it white and then you can remove the text. And up here you can click on down to bring it all the way down. So you can also create something like this. If you want to play with two colors or you want to further experiment, play around, you can also try to create something like this. This also looks quite nice. Then again, once you like it, just click here on Get PNG, and then it will make you a PNG file and it will download it to your computer. Here it is. Let me quickly open it up for you to see. And this PNG can then be uploaded to your Etsy shop. Before I finish the tutorial, I also wanted to show you that we have other kinds of listing images. So here is a daisy collection, which looks like this. We also have purple charm, which looks like the following. Here is another one. And then here is another one. Then also don't forget to change the internal pages. So once you apply a template, you then would accordingly also change the internal pages to make it look the way you like. Then we also have printing instructions, so feel free to also download these. And we also have further listing images for single pages, like here. If your planner, for example, has 5 different kinds of pages, you can display each page in here and then write more about the page, and then maybe also change the header up here. So this was how to create beautiful listing images on Planify Pro. I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to always message me on Instagram or Facebook, and I will try to respond to your questions as quickly as I can. Bye!